What's up, Nail-istas? We are back with another nail video, and in today's video I will be doing a cut crease with long tips. And if you stay tuned here just in another minute or so, I will give you the actual screenshot of these tips that I got off of Amazon, and they're very good for very long, extra long sets. So stay tuned for that. We are doing a cut crease, and this is a 4th of July look that I got inspired by from someone on YouTube. They did a Valentine's Day set though. So there are those tips if you want to pause it and look for them. They're currently on sale for $4.99, I believe. Yes, $4.99, 17% off. So hurry up and put that in your cart and order those. They come in individual packaging. So whatever size you need, and that's convenient. So you're not fishing around too much. You just open the pack, boom. There's 2 of each size in the pack, and you'll see the actual individual pack that they come in. So I know a lot of you all had questions about how to prep your silicone hands. What I did was I took some press-on tips or full coverage tips to make my nail bed, and I simply used a dot of glue and glue them on. Now, when you go to rip off these tips for the nail bed, please do not be like me and just rip them off all wild. That is why Roxanne's hands her cuticles are jagged, because I was ripping it off. I was just ripping it off, and I was ripping off parts of her cuticle. So that was the individual pack that you saw there. This will be a video where I'll talk the whole video. For those of you that don't like voiceovers, simply mute your television, but you're going to miss out on what I have to say. So my channel, I like to make nails informational. And if you aren't looking for that, I mean, there's plenty of nail techs out here on YouTube and these YouTube streets doing different stuff. Mine's is an informational channel for the newbies, or maybe you've been doing it a long time and you just want to explore or whatever. I try to keep it open for everybody, but anybody can just upload a video. I like to do voiceovers and I like to talk in my videos because I'm great at communicating. So I can't please everybody. So here we're just putting a dot of glue. And this isn't my KDS glue. It might be. I might have used KDS in this, but KDS is the best glue there is. You don't really have too many problems with the tip not sticking to the nail bed or sticking to another tip with KDS. So now I'm going in with my nail trimmers, my tip trimmers, and I am going to cut these into a ballerina shape. It really comes out square and not so much ballerina, but it's still cute nonetheless. So if you want more of that ballerina shape, then you can cut it square and then you'll have to shape it back into that ballerina shape. But I just noticed once I added my acrylic, it came out very square. To create the cut crease look, if you are using clear, like a negative space, you want to use an X-Acto knife, a blade, like a razor blade, or something really sharp to actually cut. And this is why it came out square, because I cut more off. So that ballerina shape, I lost it because I cut more off the tip. As you see there, it's more square. I believe I do go in and file to try to get that ballerina shape back, but it didn't work. I didn't file enough, which is perfectly fine. I think I wanted these square, but they would have been cute ballerina. That's my favorite shape. Nail shape ballerina. I like the stiletto. I've done the round. Round is for smaller nail beds because it's going to make your nails look bulky. Almond, if you can rock almond. Almond to me is like a stiletto without the point. It's more rounded. Okay, and then of course, my all-time ultimate OG favorite to go to, and I'm currently rocking it, is tapered square. And then you have squoval, where it's not so sharp on the edges. It's kind of rounded. So those are your nail shapes. If I forgot any, feel free to comment below. And I am taking my 180 grit file, and I am trying my best to get that ballerina shape back, but it isn't working. So I just left it for the sake of the video. And I'm kind of out of frame filing here because I turned the hand over and I really wanted to get into it to get that shape. So my son had a puppy for all of a week, and I had went and bought training pads, puppy pads for the dog. However, we got rid of the dog. And this was last year, early last year. So I don't have any pets. But we got rid of the dog, and I kept the puppy pads, and I said, you know what? I'm going to use these to wipe my brush whenever I'm doing acrylic practice. I don't use them for uh, actual clients because it just doesn't, fit the aesthetic of a nail technician. But I do have acrylic pads that I got from the nail supply store. So if you are able to shop at your local nail supply store, look for acrylic pads. They are a lifesaver. You don't have to worry about changing your paper towel or napkin throughout a service, especially if you use a lot of acrylic. The pad is big enough to fit your workspace, and you just wipe your brush and then you discard it after your service. So I do have those that I use for actual clients, but for practicing, I do use the puppy pad. And I got that from Nailed by Nikki. So shouts out to her. She had some puppy pads as well that she was using. And I was like, you know what? It's really good because it absorbs a lot of the, and I'm going in with my sanding bit just to get that tip blended with the fake nail bit, but it absorbs a lot of the acrylic and monomer, and it doesn't get on your desk. So hey, if you feel comfortable using it for a client, you can explain that to them as long as they're clean and sanitary and fresh out the pack. I say go for it. It's really good. I wish I could use puppy pads, but I use the acrylic pads, uh, the acrylic cloth or whatever, and it's good for keeping your brush clean. That's the main thing. When you're laying acrylic, you want to make sure your brush stays clean. I went through so many brushes, cheap and expensive ones, and I also learned how to fix when my brush is clumped up with acrylic. But the best way is to avoid that at all costs by constantly wiping your brush. As soon as you lay a bead, boom, wipe your brush. And I learned that in school. As soon as you touch acrylic and lay it on the nail, wipe your brush. Your next motion should be down. And the way you have your desk set up, that is a big plus two with your time. It's very important how you have your monomer, polymer, acrylic powder, and where you have things stationed at your desk. Because if you spend 2 minutes every time you're switching a tool, that's going to make your time longer. Currently, I have my time at about $1.30, so $1.30 for long acrylic nails, and that's very good. Shorter ones, I can do it in about 45 minutes because it's less, it's less prep, it's less filing. And that's just laying the acrylic and buffing and filing and top coating. Now, once we get into designs, it can vary. So if you are a client watching this video, if you'd like to get your nails done by anyone, please be mindful of that. I've gotten so many clients, ones that I know and ones that I don't, that are rushing me. I like to make sure because my work on your hands speaks for itself once you go out in the world, right? I like to make sure there's no lumps, no bumps, no crookeds, no inconsistencies whatsoever. So please be mindful of that. You're getting artificial nails. It's going to take time. Now, it shouldn't take 4 hours. It shouldn't take 3 hours just to lay acrylic. It shouldn't even take 2 hours to lay acrylic. Okay. And once you have everything placed on your desk, and if you know what that person is doing, if they made an appointment and they tell you that they want purple acrylic nails, go ahead and prep your desk. After, if you have time, go ahead and prep your desk. Now, here I am using some blue acrylic by DC, and I believe the number, let me look. Sorry about that. My voiceover has stopped. So this is 124 by DC, and it's their Dip and Dap powder, and it does not marble. It is good stuff, and it costs a fraction of the price of some of the other popular brands right now. I'm not going to put no shade on nobody. Speaking of popular brands, I really do want to try Not Polished because I've heard nothing but good things about them. They're a little more on the pricier side. It's about $14 per jar, per 2-ounce jar of acrylic dip powder, because it is dip and dap. And I believe she sells uh, just straight up acrylic too. But it's dip and dap. And it's about $14, and that's a little too rich for my blood right now because things are slow due to the economy and gas prices and grocery prices going up. People just aren't getting nail services like that. So we'll get into that possibly later. But yeah, so I am taking a knife that I bought specifically for cutting acrylic, and I'm making sure I wipe my knife. I'm dipping it in the monomer. You can't see it, it's off camera, but I am dipping that knife in the monomer when I go to cut. And I want to make sure that space where I cut, I want to make sure that tip is clean because I am going to pack that with clear acrylic. So you don't want to see blue streaks from where you cut. You want to make sure you're really getting in there, and you got to work fast because once that acrylic starts curing, it's going to be real gummy or it's going to get hard. All right. So once you have that clean, then you can go ahead and start laying the clear acrylic, which I am doing so right here. And I just did a thin layer, and I'm adding some red, white, well, red and blue stars. I believe I'm adding some clear ones as well. You can't really tell, but these are some stars that I got off of Amazon. They do not bleed once you put monomer on them. Some of the glitter and encapsulating things that you get off of Amazon, you have to be careful. Some of them do bleed. Like if you go to like Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get um some of those glitters, they bleed once you put mono. They're not made for like strong chemicals to be used with them, but these ones do not. I have gotten some stars, and I think it was just the stars and hearts that I got from Michael's. They bleed, so I try my best to not move my brush so much when I encapsulate those. And then I did get some leaves, some maple leaves, like a couple falls back to go in nails, and I got those off of Amazon, and they bleed as well. So just kind of make sure that if you go into Amazon, just make sure you're using nail decal stuff, because if you just go and get arts and crafts stuff, some of that stuff isn't made for monomer. Just a little tidbit that I noticed. So whenever I look for nail decals, I just go in Amazon and I simply type in nail decals. Now, a lot of the decals that you buy from your supply store should not bleed once you put monomer. And I kind of feel like with this nail, I overdid it with the stars. Sometimes less is more. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you like it like that. I think I overdid it. So I'm on to the next nail. And what I am doing here is, you can't really see. Let's see something here. Zoom that out a little more. What I'm doing here is just doing that blue. And I'm still working on, with my long nails, getting a bead ratio of powder and monomer to where I can do the length of the nail. Long nails like this, you really want to do a 3-bead method. You do not want to try to do 1 bead because your nail is going to be too thin, and you need to build an apex still. The longer the nail, the more sturdy the nail needs to be, so you need a bigger apex. I absolutely hate when I see long nails and it has this big hump by the apex area, by your cuticle area. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that, because if the apex is too strong, then what could potentially happen is your client could rip off their whole fingernail, and then they won't be happy about you, and they'll spend years telling people about their horrible experience and blaming it on you and possibly stopping your money back. So you gotta, it's going to take a long time, new nail techs. I'm still new. I'm only a couple years in this thing. I've I've only had one person actually rip their nail off, and they didn't even have long nails, but they made sure they told me it wasn't your fault or anything you did. I was doing something I had no business doing. But they still took pictures of it on social media, and that's still negativity towards, my business or me as a nail tech, because people aren't going to be like, oh, it wasn't her fault, she had something, they're going to think naturally like, oh, she did her nails wrong, she ripped her whole thumbnail off. So I didn't really care for that. um So people like that, I just don't do their nails. If you rocking fake nails, you got to live a pampered lifestyle. They call it a bad bitch lifestyle, and you really have to. You can't be fixing on cars. You can't be slamming doors. Even with short nails. These are enhancements. They're bound to malfunction because it's something that's man-made and manufactured. So you can't just act like, oh, these nails are on here good. I won't rip one off if I'm lifting a heavy you know, box or something. Like, no, you have to really take care of your nails. They're jewels and not tools. So I'm just ombreing this nail and encapsulating some of those stars. And then I use some of those, I like to call them twinkle stars. I don't know what they're called, but the 4-point stars that people like to draw. I am absolutely horrible at drawing them, and I've been practicing those just so I don't have to encapsulate these all the time. But yeah, I'm using those, and I'm using the regular stars. So this will make for a great look for the 4th of July. You can use any color acrylic. You can use any color stars. Like I said, I got inspired from an actual nail tech that I watch. He posts every morning, and he works in a salon. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his name, but he is, I assume, Vietnamese. We'll just say Asian. And he posts great videos. He's not talking in the videos. He's just doing his thing, and he has his little music. Y'all might know who I'm talking about, but like I said, I don't want to pronounce his name because I don't know how. And I don't want to, offend anybody by mispronouncing his name. But I watch his videos, and I actually learned a lot just from watching his videos, his silent videos, just watching his hands work. So my suggestion is, if you're new, find a nail tech or a few nail techs. Don't just, not one, find a few nail techs on YouTube that you like their camera quality, you like what they're talking about, you like their work, and you will actually learn from them. I've shotted out plenty of nail techs that I like to watch. And some of the honorable mentions are Zulei's Nails. I really don't watch her too much. I can't do all the cussing, and yeah, because I feel like that's appropriation. I do, and somebody can tell her and send her over here. Because if me as a dark-skinned black woman, if I cussed like that, people would be on my helmet. But because she's a different race and she's fair skinned, I feel like a lot of them get away with doing too much. And so I stopped watching her. I'm not subscribed. And she hangs out with lovely Mimi, who I do not care about either. Once again, we all know she appropriates. So yeah, she appropriates the black race. And she's calmed down a lot since y'all was on her helmet and called her out about that. She's trying to act more Californian now, since she lives out there. But she has also copied my work and didn't pay homage to me. And she actually argued with me on one of her lives. And all I simply did was tell her to get security. Stop sharing your location like you're a public figure. You got thousands of people following you. And she got mad and blew up at me and cussed me out and said some very awful things. So anywho, it doesn't matter. It's just sad to see people with a big platform and they're spewing hate and negativity. I'm not doing that here. The 108 followers that I have, or subscribers that I have here, and that I have on, Facebook and Instagram and so on and so forth, y'all will not catch me doing that. If somebody is saying something I don't like, I'm either going to ignore them, or if I feel it's necessary, I'm going to block them. And I didn't say anything wrong because I don't start stuff. I finish stuff. You feel me? So, but anyways, V Nailed It is another honorable mention. I do watch her videos from time to time, especially her nail hauls. Natalie Cormona, I like watching her. I've learned some tricks and tips from her. I love the way she shaped her nails. Anasha Anaria, she's in Chicago / Las Vegas. I love that lady's artwork. She's a younger, nail tech, younger than I am. And her artwork is just out of this world. Like, she can paint anything. Ugh. She's like one of the first nail techs I started watching right before I went to nail school. Nailed by Nikki, I used to watch her. Then she stopped posting for a while, so I don't even know if I'm still subscribed to her channel, but shouts out to her. She's down in the Florida area. I like watching, now the people that I actually watch, Nails by Portia, and her name is spelled Porche. I like her. She does press-ons now, and she's newer at it. I'm trying to think who else I watch like on a daily basis. Luong Dang, that's the nail tech that I was talking about. I'm looking at his name. I think that's how you say it. He doesn't really talk, and I actually found him on Facebook first. I saw him commenting on Facebook, and his videos just start popping up in my suggestions, and I subscribed. I'm like, hey, I'm here every morning that you post, you know. I like watching his videos. I learned a lot from him. Tip Top Shape is another one. I like watching her. I love her personality. She's funny. She's upbeat. She actually works in a salon, and hats off to her for working in a salon and recording, because that can be tough. That can be tough. You can, you know, you got people, depending on what salon you're in, and I've worked in a couple so far, you can have people having unnecessary or unprofessional conversations about politics and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can always do a voiceover, but it just, it's hard when you're working around other people. You can't control what other people do. So I never recorded anybody in a salon like that. I did record in my personal nail room. I did record. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's on here. And it's actually 2 videos. It's a mom and a daughter getting their nails done. And I did voiceovers because the TV was on and we were listening to music and stuff like that. So I'm just capping these. I'm going to go and file that middle finger that has the top and bottom. It looks kind of like a lava lamp. That's kind of cool now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, I'm just encapsulating these. I'm going to file to make sure everything is smooth and as possible as I can get it. I don't believe I added rhinestones, but something like this, I just feel like you want to see the work. You know, sometimes rhinestones take away from the shape and the beautiful work that's put into these. So please don't misconstrue what I was saying a minute ago. Like, I don't hate on anybody. Like, I love Zule's work. I just can't do the cussing. And lovely Mimi, I think she's very creative, you know, and that's all I'm going to say about that. You know, should no one be going on other people's platforms and then going to their platform and talking stuff about them, you know? And I've had that, you know, with bigger platforms. I've had that. One of the chicks that I named actually did that to me. You know, and it is what it is. You know, there's a lot that needs to happen in the nail tech cosmetology, but I'm not a cosmetologist. I'm just a nail tech, which is a type of cosmetologist. And there's a lot that we need to learn as a collaborative group. Like, there's a lot of racism and discrimination still. You know, when I say chop shops, I'm not referring to Asians, period. I'm referring to shops that just chop your nails and rush you in and rush you out. There's black chop shops, okay? So, you know, if in past videos, if someone feels like I said that and they took it like as a racial term, I apologize, because I'm trying to be a part of the solution and not the problem. But yes, there is racism that goes on in nail salons, with hiring us, with, you know, all types of stuff, even from our nail type. I was trying to work at a salon and my nails were indirectly called ghetto, Cardi B's ghetto nails, you know. So there's nail technology is an art form. There is so much people need to learn. And I think people just get intimidated because there's all types of people doing nails, and there needs to be, you know, what a certain group of people think is nice doesn't fit everybody. And we're starting to evolve. That's the beautiful thing about nail technology. We are starting to evolve to the point to where there are different types of nail techs to do different types of looks. Okay. Just because one person wear their nails super long doesn't mean that's all that they do, or it doesn't mean that they're poor, or it doesn't mean that they grew up in the urban slash ghetto. Like, we got to stop that. And I'm here to bring awareness to that and to be, like I said, be a part of the solution and not the problem. If you have not already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, please. Make sure you share this video on Facebook, wherever you can share it. And if you want to collaborate with me, go ahead and drop me a message. As far as me coming on your platform or you're coming on mine, I would like to get some other nail techs on here and have a discussion. Maybe do a live or a web, uh, a podcast over the web or something like that, so where we can talk about these issues. A lot of people get their nails done. So make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Make sure you tell your friends, hey, I found this amazing nail tech on YouTube. She's just an everyday, Jane Doe. Follow her channel, share. I can't say that enough, you guys. Please share. And if you come across this video, there's a reason why. Maybe you're looking for nail videos, and I'm going to keep them coming. So I'm just a small, humble channel. I've been at this for a long time, longer than a lot of the other YouTube channels that, have high subscribers. My YouTube channel has been around since 2014, I believe, but I've taken different paths. So I didn't start out doing nails back then. I was just on here listening to music for the most part. And I think I explained that in my last video. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. You can share this to Facebook. I believe you can share it to Instagram and those platforms like that, Twitter. Make sure you share to get the word out so we can get my numbers up too. All right. So with this nail, it looks lumpy from this direction, but I do file these and I make them, look even better. But when I turn it to the side, it's actually a shadow that's making it look crooked. But you can see right here in this frame, in this still, that it's actually really straight. So I didn't have to do too much filing for these. And if you did not catch my last video, it's like 2 videos underneath this one, you see the final product in the very beginning of that video. So I just wanted to come on here and actually share the live. So a lot of your shaping is going to be done. I'm about to drop a jewel on y'all. A lot of your shaping is going to be done in the acrylic laying process. Just know, nail techs, that you are a sculptor. Even on tips, you are sculpting acrylic. If you lay that acrylic poorly, there's nothing you can do. Filing or anything will not make that nail look good. So appreciate yourself. Give yourself credit. Love on yourself. Have confidence, because that confidence is going to shine through, and it's going to make your clients be confident, and it's going to keep them coming back. And you don't hear too many nail techs talk about the confidence, but you have to have confidence that you feel like you know what you are doing in order for your nails to come out beautiful. And it took me about 1.5 years to gain that confidence. Okay. I done worked on all types of people, men, women, children, and my confidence when it comes to sculpting these nails and doing these nails is through the roof, and it shows through my work. So, still be humble, but be confident. So just make sure y'all are commenting, subscribing, sharing my videos so that we can get my numbers up. And I saw a suggestion for me to do a makeup tutorial, so I will be doing that soon. So please stay tuned for that, and it will be live and in real time. Thank you all for watching this video. Subscribe, come back, and I hope to meet you all. Peace. God bless.